Hello, people. We are back at To The Podcast, episode 182, and we are in the building. It is
your girl Tosh, the co-host is with the most.
It is your boy International Walk, back in the building for another episode of us, episode 183. Out there, 182. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I just fucking said that too. TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, Player FM are the platforms that you can, and we pop right up our faces. It'll be co-hosts with the mostest. It'll be International Walk talking shit. So if you want to see us, go to any one of them 10 platforms and check us out. And
engage. Leave a comment.
Oh, yeah.
You know, give us a thumbs up. Have
like,
some dialogue,
subscribe, talk.
Share.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll get at you like you get at us. Let's get right to it. How are you? Let's get right to the show. How are you?
I am good. Mentally I'm a 9 today. Yeah, earlier in the week, I probably would have been like a 7. I know we don't go that low, but I was just feeling.
Gonna say you can't be a 7.
Well, I was an 8. But today I've been catching up on my. That's what it was. It was me being tired. You know, we were kind of having some dialogue and not on the same page. We weren't like in an argument or a bad place, just dialogue. But I was extremely tired. I think may have been a little bit of post PMS. You know, I don't know. It was a lot going on, and I just was feeling like womp womp womp. But I feel good. I caught up on my rest.
You tend to be serious and kind of mean. I say that loosely because I don't mean like
doing anything.
Yeah,
mean.
You beat something, like you beat me or something. But you tend to be serious and mean in those spurts.
I can accept that. I think just I didn't necessarily feel like you know what, maybe I didn't necessarily feel mean. I felt like my tolerance was low for people. Like I got home from work on Monday and I just felt peopled out. Like of all, and I love my husband to death. I love him to life, but I just felt everybody like peopled out. Like I wanted to go in a cocoon and not hear a sound, not look at anything, not do anything, not need to feed anybody. I didn't even want to have to feed myself. Like I didn't want to have to pee. Like I
don't bother nobody, but I would want to eat.
Yeah,
but other than that, I don't bother nobody. I'm not like, hey Tosh, like talk to me.
You are absolutely. I think I just want.
I'm pretty self-sufficient in that way.
I'm looking forward to a day, and maybe we can kind of schedule this so that you're prepared for it. I just want a day where I literally don't have to do or think. Like I don't want to feed you. I don't want to feed me. I don't want. If you want to like engage with me, that's fine. But I probably just want to like lay in the bed. I might watch TV. I want to turn my phone off. I probably will listen to some jazz. Well, I got to figure that out or I can listen to jazz on the TV. But yeah, I just want a day like to turn my brain off from everything. I want to know you are right, so maybe I'll give you a bell to just like ring every hour to let me know that you okay. But I don't want to have to do like I want you to feed yourself.
That's basically it.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you want to have sex that day, just check in. I might be up for that, but
if you was going to turn your phone off, I would be intrigued in doing that.
No, I'm going to turn my phone off.
Give it to me.
I'm fine with that.
And I would feed myself. If you don't want to eat, you don't have to. But I'm pretty self-sufficient, especially like, when I come home from work. I'm not like bothering you. Like you're doing your work.
Yeah, you're not bothering me at all. This is not a thing like you're bothering me. I want you to stop bothering me. It's just like I sometimes, and again, I feel better today. But I still would like for a day of nothing. That's what I want. A day of nothing.
All right, get on.
All right. Financially, I'm gonna say we're an 8. Not that anything is bad, but just need some room for improvement. Work is work is a 10 because I got some time off. I mean, I think everybody probably do, right? But just a long weekend, and it was kind of a slower week. So yeah, it's going to pick up. So right now I'm going to appreciate it being a 10. And then physically I am...
I took a deep breath before that.
Yeah, I'm a 9 because I've been being hard on myself, and I have to just realize that, you know...
Why don't you take some credit for going to the gym 3 days in a row?
July, and I don't even want to talk too much about it. I just want to do it. Like, I just have to stop being my own...
Just as me, I don't know when like you do go to the gym when you can make time for it, but I don't know when you went for 3 days in a row like that.
It's been a while, and when I don't go, it's because of work.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not saying like you like, no, babe, you go and I'm gonna sit here and eat. No, you actually be working on calls and shit, or out, just not even here. Yeah,
99% of the time, if I don't go, it's because I'm not here. I try to coordinate it's few occasions where it's like, okay, I just can't leave my desk right now. So most of the time it's because I'm out in the field somewhere. But this week I knew my schedule was going to allow me to, and I was tired. Today I felt so much better, but I definitely, that was in my mind. And I wanted to go tomorrow too. Like, maybe we can get up and go early. You know, I know we had other plans, and then we still can go Friday. Like, I wanted to really, so my body feels good. I can feel myself changing, although the scale may not be my friend all the time. And I just have to, I think I have to go back to not getting on the scale as much, because that can be kind of like what's the word?
Not a deterrent.
Not a deterrent. It can disappoint you. Yes, that's the word. It can be discouraging. I knew it was a D. So I gotta I gotta go back to not getting on the scale. Like, before, I used to go to scale once a month, just to kind of see, like, okay, what did I do this month? Like at the end or top of the month. So what's the rate
been lately? Like,
I've probably been getting on like every day, which is
ridiculous.
Stupid. Yeah, well, you do too, but I mean, I know for myself that's just not healthy mentally for me.
Right.
So,
well, and I guess and I'm not trying to say like, I mean, I'm proud of what I'm doing, but I've been losing weight, so it's like, it doesn't matter if you get on the scale every day when you know you lost some weight. When you didn't lose weight, or you trying to lose weight, it's like you don't want to get on the scale, because you're right, it can be discouraging.
Well, no, I know, and that's the thing too. I know my body has been getting more fit. So, and I can feel that in certain places. I can feel that in my clothes, and things that I put on, where it's like,
I just felt it in my stomach, just like did a little vibration.
But it's like, oh, okay, like this fits differently than it used to. So I know my body is improving. Just, you know, and for women it's different anyway, because we have so many other factors that tie into that, and it's like want. But yeah, so that's.
Well, we all got the same factor, and that's father time. We're all not getting any younger.
No, but I'm talking about as far as women and as far as losing weight, like that's a known thing that men can lose weight. I don't want to say easier. Men and women can do the same thing, and which may both be difficult, but men will lose more weight than women in doing that thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I don't want to say it's easier. Y'all still have to put the work in. You still have, but
doing the same 3 weeks of exercise, a man will probably slim down 5-6 pounds, where it'll be
for a woman it might be like 2.
Yeah, I get you. That is a thing.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. Mentally, I feel like a 9. Go with 9 for my mental. My head feel a lot more clearer. A little bit sad. Finances, I would say, is an 8 to leave some room for improvement. A lot of improvement. A lot of change. Work, I would say, is a 10, because I ain't gonna be there for 4 days.
Yes, Lord.
So I'm glad about that. I don't have to drive to work to the same place. I mean, not that I don't like my job. It's just...
You like when it mixes up and you go somewhere different.
I like when it mixes up and it goes somewhere different. And I've been at this place for the last 6-7 months, and it's just like,
And it's almost like you know how people feel. Now you see how people feel when they go to an office job every day. It's like this building again.
I could imagine you guys sit in a cubicle, like that little same space.
See the same damn
with that
people.
Same light over you, like
and that's you be hoping like crazy. I hope Mary called out today because I don't feel. And you could
it's
be
no
friends.
Darker, it's no brighter. It's just the same.
You could be cool with people, like no beef or anything. But some days it's like, I hope they call out because you just may not feel like peopling,
right?
But you're in that same place, that same space every day.
Physically, I feel like a 10. My body just feel good. Yeah, I feel like a 10. I feel good. I feel strong. I'm not going to wood on fake wood, but yeah, I feel really, really good in my physical.
You, I must say, are very encouraging, directly and indirectly in the gym. Like I love when you sweetly cheer me on. I like the aggression sometimes too. You know, when
Sweet. What does that even mean though?
When
Sweetly
you like
cheer me on. Like we're in the gym trying to get after it. Everybody's
no, when you like, babe, you did a good job.
Okay.
You know, or you like, come on, babe, you got it. And then sometimes when you be like, I'd be making me want to take longer. Like, I'm not moving slow just to move slow. I need to breathe and not let my lungs, collapse.
Your lungs aren't going to collapse. It
but
just hurts. And you struggle with that. Like,
but
why don't you tell the truth for one time?
That I love your encouragement. That's directly. But also indirectly, me just watching you, it almost is like you, sometimes I think to myself, you forget that I'm not as strong as you in some capacities. There are some things.
Give me an example.
Like yesterday, the damn new thing that you implemented where it's like, why would he think that I could do this?
Because I believe in you and I have faith in my student, in the person I'm training.
Yeah, but it's you don't understand.
So
well,
I know that you're not going to do it as well as I am. You're not going to, but you're going to do it. That's the point.
But
like you like to do different things. It can be a little
bit discouraging when it's like I'm not even doing this right, and
you are. The next time you do it, you got better as you went on. By the time you got to 60, you did 30, but by the time you got to 30, you was doing better than you did when you did 1 through 5.
Yeah, but you just let me. You gotta keep interrupting me. I was giving you your flowers. Again, sometimes you will say, okay, we're going to do this same thing. And it'd be like, why do you think I can do this if he can do this? But then there are other times when I appreciate that you do that because it challenges me to step up to the same bar that you're on. And then just watching you, like seeing how your body is changing, knowing where you've come from, outside of the fact of what happened to you, to us, but just knowing like you haven't been like an exercise fitness person even prior to that. You know what I mean? Like, not like you were some lazy fat slob. You just weren't a gym person, but it just is encouraging like to see how far you've come and the progress that, that you're making. And I'd be like, when you be doing certain stuff, I'd be like, damn, look at this. Like, not even in like a sexual or maybe a little bit of a sexual way, but it'd be like,
I was ready to say, you don't have to put no disclaimer in it. Like,
but it just be like me admiring, like I could see the changes in your body, and it's
I appreciate that.
Yeah, like it encourages me to like, all right, he did that, like I gotta go. Now I'm gonna be honest with myself. It would be like, nah, babe, get this off my back.
I always feel like that. Like I want you to try to see if you can do it, and I always have grace to be like, okay, she can't crank out 20 of these, but she can do 10 and stop and get her breath and do 10 more. Like that's not hard. Or she can do 4 times. Like she can do 20, but. I don't think that, okay, some things I know, like, she ain't going to just get up here and crank out. If she do, I'm scared. I didn't think she was going to just crank out 20 like that.
On the pull-ups, I cranked out 20.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. And then I seen you getting like 16, 17. It was like, okay, the chin was coming up. Now it's the nose. And then when I was at the sit-up machine, I looked over. That last one was...
Well, but I had also stepped it up. I changed the weight.
Changed the weight too,
yeah, it was like, okay, this is heavier.
So that's a little bit more on the arms.
Yeah, like I wanted to challenge myself, but I appreciate, and I keep thinking to myself, going back and forth, like I want to get a membership so that when I'm not able to go with you, I can go. But then at the same time, it's like I want to go with you, and I don't know. I don't know. I think I've become codependent on being there with you. Like,
I have better workouts when you're there. When you're not there, I'm kind of bummed that my partner isn't there, and bummed that you didn't get a day in. So I'm bummed about that. Like, work has fucking has told her again, and she can't go. So yeah, but I mean, I still do my thing. But when you're there, it's more of a, okay, we are here. We're here to get after it, and let's do it.
Yeah, it feels good.
I think we both work better when we're there together. I think if you did go by yourself, you probably would still, do the stuff on the treadmill and work out. But
there's certain things that I would do, and there's certain things I absolutely wouldn't do without you, just because of my safety. Like, I love the squats with the weight bar that we be doing, but I would never do that without you. Like, I wouldn't
trust. Godzilla without me? Not beforehand though. That's in hindsight you would, because the first time you was like,
I was
thinking
scared.
You was gonna
I didn't
fall
even know
off
what
the
to expect. Yeah, like now I probably would, because I've become more conditioned to it. I love the sit down thing where we pull the bar down. Mm-hmm. I would do that whole makeup, that whole machine, all sides of it. We haven't done a lot of leg stuff lately, but I would definitely do the leg presses. So there are some things I would never go in the back without you.
Oh, back there with the lumps?
Yeah. Like, no, I'm not doing
I saw the free weights.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You wouldn't go in the captain's chair? Or
I may do that, but
the table? The bench, rather? Just the plain bench that's across from the captain's chair. The two.
Oh, yeah, that we lay back on it. Yeah, I feel comfortable doing that. Even though I have a hard time getting on.
But you wouldn't go sit on the bench and grab some 10-pounders and curl? Like,
yeah, I may do, but I just wouldn't do I don't know.
You wouldn't bench press?
Hell no.
You wouldn't do that stand-up thing that we do?
No, I don't like that at all. I don't ever want to do that again. It's so uncomfortable.
You always fall. You know what you need? A walk belt. That's what you need.
It's so uncomfortable.
You need a walk belt buckled up tight so your back can be straight.
Yes. And I'm just back pain will shut you down. I'm so scared of doing the wrong thing or bending the wrong way. And it feels so good for nothing to be hurting on me. Like, my back my thighs are a little sore, but from working out. My back don't hurt, my knees don't hurt, my hips don't hurt. Like, it feels good. You tweak something in your back and it'd be like, damn, now I can't work out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's the nexus. Everything shuts down.
Yeah, but I feel good. What's your wows and woes for this week?
My wows, I don't have any wows. I have 2 woes. I talked a friend of mine into going to the doctor, and I'm super proud about that, because he was super happy to come and tell me how the doctor went and all that kind of stuff. And we have been talking about it for a while. So I'm just super happy that I can impose, and some things was like he was having some headaches and things like that. So just to be able to talk him into going to the doctors, is a good thing.
Well, that's your wow. You said I don't have any wows. I have 2 woes.
I don't have any woes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's one of my wows. My second wow is just being off work, getting a chance to spend time with you this weekend, these 4 days. Don't know where we're going to end up, but just want to be outside and enjoying the time off. Just getting away from work, getting away from life, having a little fun, and just, being with you. That's all. Just looking forward to that. So that's my wow.
I'm going to piggyback. I have 2 wows. One is my niecey poos are growing up on me. They're just getting older. And my oldest niece, who is 16, she got her first job. And I'm just super proud. It's so funny. I said, I'm going to remind her of this time period in her life where she was so begging to, find a job. She applied to 10 or so places, every fast food place you can think of, a skating rink, and, but she got a job at a restaurant, which is good. I think will be a different experience than just fast food. So I'm just really proud of her. Just, my other baby, she'll be 12. She's stepping up and growing into herself. The 8-year-old, I love all my babies, but I'm just really proud of the 16-year-old. She's been through some things in her life over the last couple years, and just to see her blossom in a new environment. She's still a 16-year-old girl. I don't trust her, but that's what 16-year-olds, that's how they are. But so that's my first wow. And my second, I am so looking forward. just to us, having time together, whether we do a lot or a little, just being together, whether we lay in the bed, skin to skin, and just be there listening to some jazz and just relaxing, or whether we, out in these streets. I'm just really, really looking forward to doing that. So I feel like the weekends are they just seem to go so fast.
I mean, like 20, like 36 hours.
You got to spend, quality time with your spouse. If you have children, you got to take care of them. But, that's not a factor with us. You got to do chores and clean your house. You got to go grocery shopping or other shopping for household needs and things. You got to cook. You need to relax. And then in my life, every now and then is a sprinkle of work on some weekends, which is just
ludicrous.
Yeah, so weekends. So I'm just happy for this time, to have off. So yeah, that is my wow. Speaking of when people, and this is like such a we have talked about this before in different capacities about spending time together and enjoying time with one another and just family dynamics and that sort of thing. Going in a different direction, but talking about family dynamics, nepotism. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's a good thing, a negative thing? And of course, this is on the tail of... Is his name Bronny, or is that a nickname? Like his birth certificate says Bronny. He's not. No, he's LeBron James Jr. No,
he's not. He's Bronny.
His jersey says James Jr.
Yeah, he's Bronny James Jr. It's like, his name's Jr. Baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, but I'll call him Bronny. I just was curious. On the tail end of him getting, selected, drafted by the LA Lakers, making history with the first father and son duo to be active players at the same time. That is freaking awesome. And the fact that, and no shade to like any other father and son that may do it in the future, it's not like his dad is a bench player, right? Where it's like, or this is not father and son,
or just
but like
a role player.
Yeah, like he on a team, but nobody really know him. Like for your dad to be LeBron, now for him it might be a gift and a curse because of the pressure, but who cares? He's there, right? But it's just awesome. So there was a lot of talk about nepotism. What's your take on that?
It's the definition of nepotism. It's outright nepotism. But fuck that. What's wrong with nepotism? Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with nepotism. Like what's the sense of having power if you can't get your friends and families in position? George Karl, he did it for his son. He was a coach, got his son in the NBA. Bill Walton got Luke Walton in the NBA. Like nobody said shit about that. Like it's all nepotism. So for people out there who saying like it's nepotism, it is. But if you're saying it in a negative connotation, like you don't know what the hell you talking about. Like just because if you worked at fucking UPS, you would want to get your son there. If you was in the union, you would want to get your son in there or your nephew or your cousin if they needed a job. It's all the same. And LeBron is the face of the NBA and has been for the last 20 years. So yeah, my dad got some status in this industry and he can get me in on his team. And I think it's a beautiful fucking thing. I think it's horrible how people are saying, oh, it's outright nepotism. It's a shame. He don't deserve it. He shouldn't be there. Yeah, he's not a star player, but they have a player development program he can be in before the season starts. He's working with his dad in the off season, like the greatest player in NBA history. So let's not, let's not act like he don't have a chance to win. He averaged 5 points in college and he going into the league averaging 5 points. He signed his deal today. He got 4 years, $8 million, $2 million a year. And I think that's good for him. So congratulations to Bronny. Congratulations to LeBron, Savannah, his whole family. Like that's a huge deal. Black family like that. That's a huge deal. And LeBron is a status person in this society. And yeah, he got his son a job. So screw everybody who says he shouldn't do that. It's nepotism, yeah, the definition of it, but so what? So what? If I had a kid, I'm in construction, and I got a little bit of status in my company in construction. And if I had a son who needed a job, I could easily place him with me.
Well,
simple
just like
that.
When you gave your brother.
Yeah, like it's just as simple as that. I'm not going to see my son out here trying to fill out applications and struggling and trying to earn a job, and he wants to work, and I'm just sitting there quiet. Like, no, I don't want to practice any nepotism. No, I'm gonna sit him down and tell him, you coming in on our name. You're gonna have to fucking work your ass off, but I'm gonna get my son in. Period.
Yeah, my only pushback, and this.
And another thing, one of the presidents of the United States was voted in on nepotism. Young George Bush, because his daddy was big George Bush. Like, let's not like just stop and think about what people get mad about. Like, it's all nepotism, but ain't nothing wrong with it.
My one pushback, and this is very small, and this is not necessarily about LeBron, because I'm all for it. Way to go. When you say there's nothing wrong with nepotism, I think what can be wrong with nepotism, you have to be smart about giving somebody a chance, and you can hurt your own self. Like when you referring for somebody
who you vouching for,
when you are referring someone for a job, like. You gotta know that they're able to do it so they don't come in and make you look stupid. And now if you're the business owner, you're the person in charge, and you're able to have, bring people in, you can't hurt your business for the sake of, oh, this is my family, or, I gotta give them a job. You gotta know when to cut ties if they aren't, beneficial to your organization. That's the only small thing that I would say. And because sometimes what people will do, they'll have a sense of entitlement of like, oh, they can't get fired, or they'll be mad at you for firing them because, oh, that's my family, that's my uncle, that's my dad, that's whomever. But it's like, you weren't doing the job. Like, you still have to hold up your end of the bargain. But I think it's amazing. I think for Savannah, I can't imagine the sense of pride that she has. Her husband. And what I just thought about, do he still live at home? Probably.
Yeah, and that's enough. That would be the only thing that I will be worried about. And not worried because he comes up in such a structure and who his dad is. So you in LA, you get $2 million of your own money a year. You might want to move out, get yourself a condo. I'm out here in LA doing my thing. I'm young LeBron, but you don't have to do it the way your dad did it. But don't be in the clubs on camera. Don't get pictures taken of you. Like, don't be on fucking Hollywood Unlocked. Like, if you do it that way, and then that's the way your dad did it. So I would try to just hold the namesake.
Yeah, and
that would be the one thing if I was Savannah, I would be worried about. Like, yo, you grown now, you got a grown person job, you making grown person money, you a man. You might want to be like, yo, mom, I'm moving out. And if that's so, I would be like, damn, it's my first son, his first apartment alone or condo alone, and he got an asshole full of money.
Well, he was in college, so he probably already has a little sense of that separation, being on campus and that sort of thing. And who knows, they may have an estate where it's like you can have like your own individual living but still on the property. Like you go live at the back house, and I mean, not to say the back house, that sounds bad.
Well, his LA house is in Brentwood, so.
But I'm saying he may have like a guest house that is, amazing, separate from the property, where it's like, house. Yeah, you can you can live back there, do your thing, but you're still on the property. I mean, but if he gets his own place, I feel like, even to this point, he's been a college student. We didn't hear anything negative. So I think he has come from a great family, great upbringing.
His stock is good.
And I think he realized too the impact of social media, looking at his dad, in the beginning of, his dad's career, there may have been some things that may have popped up about certain activities, but if LeBron seems to have fixed that at home, and because that's all who it matters, no matter what we see, fixing it at home. So hopefully that has set an example for his son. And, I'm sure he'll want to have some fun and enjoy himself. He got a younger brother, they're going to want to turn up together. But I think he'll do the right thing.
They're already talking about LeBron just signed today. Well, him and his son signed today. Like I said, he signed for $8 million for 4 years, so $2 million a year. And LeBron signed for $105 million for 2 years. Like, what the hell? 52.5 a year.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And let destiny play out like this dude wins a championship this year with his fucking son. Like, let destiny play out like that. Being the first father and dad. First off, having the career he's had for 20 straight years, not being in the public eye as far as any scrutiny, any outside baby mamas, any girls, any lockups, any drunk driving, any of that shit. He just played ball and was a dad and a husband. So if he does all that in his career, he passed the scoring record. He's one of the best players to ever play. If he gets his son into the league and they win a championship, like,
I'm just visualizing all of the marketing deals that they'll get.
Yeah, like that would
imagine
be
them on a box of Wheaties together.
It wouldn't even be a thing about Jordan or anything no more. It'd be like LeBron has taken like to another
the next
level. To another.
Yeah.
Not only did he play 20 years at a high level, he waited for his son. He made his teammate. He was born and he was like, I'm going to play with you one day. And it happened. And they won the first year.
You know what I think is beautiful? The fact that, Bronny was born into a life of luxury. Mm-hmm. And he had the opportunity to just kind of ride that coattail and not really have to push to make a mark for himself. But he did. And that's a beautiful thing. Speaking of a life of luxury, how do you define luxury?
Ooh, it's levels to this shit. Luxury. So how I would, can you look up the word?
Yeah.
Just so we can just have a baseline real quick.
Because
it could be a few. Yeah, it could be a few different answers. So let's just go with the definition of the word.
Yep. So luxury, L-U, my fingers.
X-U-R-Y.
No, I had my fingers, which was typing the wrong thing. So luxury, the state of great comfort and extravagant living.
Okay.
Or that's a noun. As an adjective, luxurious or of the nature of luxury. Yeah.
So two ways I'm answering.
I'm sorry. Let me go. Let's defer to Webster's,
okay.
Right? So Webster is saying, 1, a condition of abundance or great ease and comfort. 2, something adding to pleasure or comfort, but not absolutely necessary. That's 2A. 2B, an indulgence in something that provides pleasure, satisfaction, or ease.
So I can answer 2 ways. Like, as a person who goes to work every day and earns a living, you want to aspire to grow, to elevate. So in the midst of doing that, as far as luxury, yeah, I do want nice things. Like, I do want, I don't have to have the latest and greatest of everything, but I do like nice things. And I would, if I can afford it, I want nice things. I want to go on nice trips. I want to have nice memories and things like that. Now, when you talk about, that's like the materialistic part of it. Mm-hmm. The non-materialistic part of it. So for me, if I was not able to grasp that, having good health, loved ones around you, you can consider that luxury. Like, no stress, no drama. You able to go out to dinner when you want to. You drive a nice car. You live in a nice neighborhood. That can be a luxury to somebody who is like, okay, that's just my life, and it's nothing wrong with that. So you can have it in materialistic things where, yeah, I would like nice things if I can afford it.
But I think the nice car and nice house falls under materialistic.
Okay. Yeah. But that's how I would answer that.
So one thing you said that was one of the first things that popped in my mind is peace of mind, like that settling feeling of having like that makes me think easy, like Sunday morning, like an easy breezy day. That is like a feeling of luxury where it's like, I don't have anything wrong, anything bothering me, anything stressing me. It feels like a life of ease. And then also when you talk about materialism and things like that, I think that it kind of ties into each other, because while materialism, you're talking about things, I think being able to buy or indulge in those things with ease, like being able to go on a vacation, like, I don't want to say at the snap of a finger, but being able to, like, for me, I would rather forego all the material things for experiences.
For memories.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't
if
think
it was
people
like,
of a certain age, and I mean that might not just be conditioned to you, but I'm in agreement with that too. Like, I would rather not buy clothes and shit like that. And
I would rather have a modest home, a modest vehicle, not spend a lot of money on clothes, and be like, you know, six islands in a year. Like, just again having that balance of, because you know how many people have from the outside what appears to be a life of luxury, whether you know it's the latest bags, the shoes, the cars,
or going somewhere to an island like you said, to 6 islands, and being broke at all of them. Can't buy nothing. You just, you know.
But that I'm not. I mean, even
the
fact that
though.
you can do, but I mean that's subjective, because some people, we don't buy. Not we can, but we don't buy a lot when we go places. Now there are some people that go and in their mind, we don't buy a lot. I mean, we may buy food, but we don't buy things when we go. We get a massage. We might buy, you know, meals if needed, but we don't buy a lot. And some people feel like, look, I paid great money to get here. It's all inclusive. This is what I paid for. Like, what am I spending? What am I coming here? Now, you should be able to if you need to, but some people feel like that's what I paid for, to come here and not have to spend a lot of money. The spending of the money was getting here. But I mean, in terms of like, again, the clothes, the shoes, the bags, the cars, people will have that appearance of living a life of luxury when it's not, the ease doesn't come with it, which it makes you think like, is this really the ease and with the ease and comfort being gone, is it really that? You know what I mean? So
because that comes back to the old adage of that shit don't make you happy.
Exactly. Right.
Because you got it all, but your energy, your peace ain't there. Your peace of mind ain't there. Like you were saying, like none of that shit is there. So you having it all ain't gonna fulfill you at all.
Right.
It's still gonna be empty.
And you're going to continually want more, because especially if you're not realizing that those things aren't filling you, you're like that moment of dopamine, or I got this new thing, I'm doing this new thing, it's going to be temporary, and once that feeling settles, it's going to be like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing?
I need another dose.
So I just thinking, luxury, I think that word is used so often. Luxury homes, luxury vacations, luxury
cars,
bags, luxury cars, and it's like, what defines luxury? Is it price? Is it quality? Is it a name? Because
I think it's quality and amenities in something. So now you buy a bag, you could speak to that more than me on why women would want to spend a certain amount of money on bags, because you know what you get out of that. I can't speak to what you get out of it. I can speak to you buying a luxury house or a luxury car that you might want. Like, it could have been like I wanted a luxury car my whole life, and I felt like, okay, I'm able to work and pay for it, so I'm gonna get it. So there's nothing wrong with that, but it can go either way.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, I guess.
So if you buy it, why would a woman spend, even if you had it and you said, look, babe, we got it, like I'm going to spend $10,000 on the bag. Why would you want to do that other than the name or the way it looks? Now, you can sit here and tell me something in depth that I don't know, but I'm on the outside looking in. I only think you would buy it for the name and how it looks. Is there anything else you would buy a bag for?
I know a lot of people, well, not a lot, but I know.
You wouldn't be saying, babe, they got some new compartments in there that's like dope.
No, I know a few people, which in some instances it does make sense, but I don't think that's the reason that a lot of people do it. A lot of people will say the resale value, which I get, because, okay, let's just think we're talking about a luxury bag, a Chanel boy bag, right? So 5 or so years ago might have been like $8,000, and my numbers might be off, so y'all, I'm just ballparking it. Might have been $8,000, where now they're like 10.8. And the resale, if you bought a bag and it's well taken care of, the maintenance, it's not worn, it doesn't have a lot of wear and tear. So if you bought that bag at, 8,000 and now it's 10, you probably can resell it for that's not a big return, but as what I'm saying is, as the year goes on, the price goes up.
If you bought it for 8, now the bag is worth 14, you can there's some room for you to make some money there.
Yeah,
$5,000-$6,000.
so people will say that like, oh, it's a good investment, but I don't know the people that I know that buy like high end bags. I don't know none of them that sell them. Like,
right.
So
and that was my thing. It's like, if you're not in the business of doing that, you're just buying these bags because you like them.
It doesn't even have to be a business, because you can just go to a consignment shop, a resale shop. That the resale market is a big market, so you don't even have to necessarily be in the business. But it's that thing of, this is my bag, I don't want to get rid of it.
Right.
Yeah, you have it. God forbid there's a financial need, and you like, I can liquidate all these bags and make a little couple extra dollars on the side. But really, how many people are truly doing that? So other than that, it's, for me, I feel like it's the look, the look to others, and it may fulfill, something in you of like you said about a car, like, right. Oh, I always wanted this bag. I see, for me, it's a little different, because it's certain things that I like, and I think to myself, I just can't do it. I like, financially I can, but mentally, morally, I can't. Like, I just can't, because I think to myself and I rationalize, like, I like nice things. And this one thing, I could get 6 nice things that I like for this one thing. There's only one bag that, like, I in my mind, I like really, 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 really like, and it's probably $2,000. Right now it's $2,000, and I know the price is just going to keep going up, so I probably will never, ever, ever buy it. But it is what it is. But it's one of them things where, for most people, I think it's just the look. It's just to keep up. I don't even want to necessarily say keep up with the Joneses, because I don't think it's a mentality of, oh, I want this because she has it. It's like, oh, this is an it bag. It's a trendy bag.
Yeah, so I think, not to cut you off, but I think it's not that she has it. I think it's because they have it. It's no different from a fucking iPhone, that everybody has the new one, so I got to get the new one. It's like the same thing. Like, they have the new bag, so if I got 15 girlfriends and 5 of them got the bag, I want the bag. Well,
no, because that's different. And when you, in a group of friends, you typically won't buy the same thing that your friends have. That's just kind of like
that makes
girl
sense.
code.
That makes sense. But I'm just saying, if you out and about and you see the bag a lot.
Yeah, that's why I said it's like an it bag. Right.
They have it, so it's like the thing to get now. It's like you go outside and, what was those sneakers with the big shoestrings?
Oh, the Lanvin.
Yeah, like the girls would see them and it'd be like, okay, those are the sneakers to have now. And okay, now I'm gonna see what they about. Oh shit, they $900, they $1,100, and it's like, all right.
Well, guys and girls, they're unisex, but
right.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. So, but it's one of them things where the trends are made to be followed, right? Like, you wouldn't know, like, we wouldn't have known about these God is Dope shirts if we hadn't seen them being posted and advertised and people wearing it. So trends are made to be followed, but it comes at a point where it's like, are you doing this because you really want it, or because it is a trend?
So go ahead. Let's just say everything is great where, like, it's not like we're ever struggling, but everything is great. And do you have spending thresholds on certain items? You talked about bags, you talked about shoes, talked about pants and clothes. Like, do you have like a spending threshold on certain items?
I do. I feel like for big ticket items,
hairdos, nails, all that kind of stuff that you buy for yourself. Like, is there a spending threshold? Will you go in and say, I fucking love the way that girl do nails, but I ain't paying $225, $250 for a nail set.
So for big ticket items, my threshold is $300. And what I consider a big ticket item is a bag, a coat, right? My threshold is I just can't. For y'all, that might be cheap. Cheap or expensive is subjective to who the person is. But for me, I just cannot spend over $300 on an item. Now, for like, I probably would include shoes in that too. But really, shoes probably like $200. For clothes,
pair of pants.
It's really subjective, but probably $100.
Nice pair of jeans.
I do have I think my most expensive pair of jeans was $120, and that like pushed it. So I'm gonna probably say like $100.
Shirt.
Like $100.
Sweatsuit.
Probably like, because then now you're talking about 2 pieces, so like $200.
Boots.
That's a shoe, so I'm gonna say $300.
Hairdo.
See, that's different. Well, okay.
We all know
my
you
sister
can. Yeah,
out
we
of
all
it.
know that. We all know who Snoop is.
It depends on what is being
you owe me
done.
$20 too.
But I'm gonna say $300 because I'm thinking about braids and that sort of thing. Like, yeah, I don't want, and that gotta include tips. So really, it gotta be like no more than $250 if I'm going to tip you $50. Nails is where it get tricky because I get mad if I go, because nail salons now, they don't necessarily have prices posted, right? So you go in there, if you ask for a design, they're like, oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. They're like, okay, we'll do the design.
That was super racist.
I'm sorry.
Super racist.
I'm sorry. They're like, okay, we'll do the design for you, right? And then, they all done it and they're like, okay, your total today is $150. I'm pissed. I don't want, and that's for like nails and feet. I don't want to spend that much because now I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to tip you. So now you talking about $175. $175 is $200. That's way too much for me. So my limit where I would like to be is $100 for nails and feet. So then that way I can tip, give you $25 and we good to go. That's where I want my max to be $150 including tip. If it's over that, I'm pissed.
I would say my footwear, I would spend $250 to $300 max on shoes. That'd be boots, sneakers, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Pants, I would say I would spend $150 on pants. Shirts, I would say $100. Sweatsuits, I would say $300. And these are all max prices. I would go. Anything after that, I would be like, do I really need it? Do I really want it?
Well, haircut. So that's not your threshold then.
No, it's my threshold.
But you said you would consider me. No, it's my threshold.
Okay, I won't consider it. Okay. Right? Let me just get through my conversation. Haircut, I would say $100 would be my threshold.
But can you control that?
Yes.
Like that fluctuates for men?
Well, that goes with tip, but yeah, I definitely can control it because I can go to who got the right prices.
Oh, okay.
So I'm totally in control of that.
Okay.
What else do I buy for myself? Hairdo, I would pay $250, $300 because I go to the best hairstylist. So, you can't beat the best. So I would pay for the best. It's almost like I would pay $400 or $500 for food if it's fucking good. So that falls into that kind of category. If you feel like you feel about your hairstylist or your hairdo person like I do, then
But okay, let's say Nadia, who she does an amazing job, not just on your hair, but on all, she does locks and things. It's her page. If y'all looking, I don't even know if she's accepted new clients. But anyway, let's say she posted a style that was like awesome. Like you just like, oh, this is dope. And she like, yeah, this is real time consuming. It's $400.
No.
Okay, so you do have so what is your threshold?
$250.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's including tip or before? That's for the style.
That's including tip.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not paying $400 for a hairstyle.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances. It's not too many other things that I buy myself. And we're talking about jewelry, like shit like that.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you
$150 would probably be the most I would spend on like a piece of jewelry for myself. Now, if somebody else bought me jewelry, then that's okay. But for me, if I'm purchasing it, I don't buy like diamonds and gold and shit like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in life you can't, and I'm saying you can't because again, this is subjective based
massage. You hear about a bomb ass massages and she's $250 for 30 minutes.
I can't. Not to rub me. No. Like, nah, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't want
an hour.
No.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I would say probably.
So what's your threshold on a massage?
I'm gonna say $150.
$150, no matter how
for
good
an hour.
No matter how good she is, I'm not paying more than $150.
No.
Okay.
It's a massage. Like, it ain't going to last forever.
Right.
And at some point, my muscles going to hurt again. And I'm going to have to come back and pay you again. Like, I can't. That's
a decent number for a good massage.
Yeah, I just can't. And I feel like life can get so expensive. some people just ball out whatever. They don't care about price tag.
Do you have a threshold on food?
Like if I'm...
Or do you have the attitude like I do, like I'll pay you whatever the money is as long as the food is good? Or does the service and all that shit matter to you when you're getting food?
No, it depends. Like when I'm out with my sisters, whether it's Toya, Sierra, you know, or with my girlfriends, I am paying attention to price in the sense where like...
Bullshit. When you go out with one girlfriend, you're not paying attention to price.
Me Bullshit. And Toya, we eat good, but we don't like...
You go out with everybody else, I don't got nothing to say. Nothing. You go out with fucking Toya, it's like y'all got to go to some fancy schmancy fucking place.
We work hard, and that's
our... What the fuck is going on?
That is our quality time together.
Like, y'all ever heard of apps for the table? What the fuck?
That is our quality time together.
6 or 7 apps will do it.
We have busy lives, and we don't get a chance to spend as much time together as we like. And so we like to, you know, we don't know.
That's all cool and well. 6 or 7 apps will do it for the table.
We like to eat good. We like lamb chops and stuff. But I will say...
That's market price shit.
I am cognizant of the prices in the sense... Because one, I ain't used to paying for food by myself. Like you know, handle that. So I am conscientious, but at the same time, I want good food. Like I'm not gonna settle for chicken fingers and fries if that's not what I want, just because it's the cheapest thing on the menu. Even when we're together, like you don't care about what I eat, what I order, but sometimes I might be like, I don't want the lamb chops today. You know, they're $66 compared to the sea bass that I might like that's $52. Like I'm okay with compromising, and not that you've ever asked me to do that, but just for myself, sometimes I like your money is my money, and I be thinking I don't want to run the bill up or something.
I mean, sometimes when we go out, it's like, okay, we haven't been in a while, and I always want you to order. I always want you to order what you want to order, and
what was the pause for?
I just had to.
Okay.
My own personal reasons.
Okay.
But yeah, I always want you to order what you want to order and you know, eat what you want to eat, have a good time. I don't want you to take you out to a restaurant and
be like salad and water.
Yeah, like that's not fun at all. I don't want to go to a restaurant and have restrictions.
But that's
and
why
every time we go, I want a steak. So,
and that's why I say you've never asked me or implied that at all.
No, we shouldn't even be there.
Right. But for myself, sometimes, you know, sometimes I might be like, this look good.
You remember them lamb chops? I remember them lamb chops. Yeah, I remember them lamb chops. Yeah, them lamb chops. But you know, again, years ago I bought a $400 steak before, so it you know it happens.
He absolutely did.
That's not something that you know happens where it's like every Friday or every Saturday. But remember we went on a run though.
No,
you don't remember when we went on a run? Like eating at restaurants, like
my
fucking every fucking weekend, Friday and Saturday, Del Frisco's, Morton's, fucking. For like a year or two.
We probably was spending like
thousands of dollars on food.
Yeah, because then you also have to think this was probably 10 years ago, so food was cheaper. But you're talking about $250 dinners twice in the weekend.
And still buying groceries.
Yeah. Now, with groceries being so high nowadays, do you think that like it's probably, I don't want to say cheaper, but equitable, like if we were eating, now it probably isn't as healthy either, but eating out every day versus cooking?
I would think back then would be cheaper to
no, I'm talking about now, and I'm not talking about going to like 5-star restaurants, but
you're saying now would it be cheaper to eat in or out because food is so expensive?
Yeah.
Probably would be the same.
Yeah.
Or I mean the restaurants gotta make money, so I would think they buy the food too, and they got to do some type of markup so they can make money. So
yeah, I'm just thinking about how
even
much...
Applebee's, if they had a 2 for $20, it might be 2 for $30 now.
Yeah,
some shit like that. So they got to make some money.
Life is just so expensive. Speaking of life being expensive, inflation, we just had the debate. Mm-hmm. I know last episode we talked about it leading up to the debate.
Loosely.
Yes, loosely. And let's just reiterate this. For y'all TikTokers who want to, you know, come looking, talking about, oh, this is such an intellectual conversation. We here for the laughs and entertainment. Go to CNN, CNBC, Fox News, all that. You want some intellectual political commentary because this ain't that. We give our opinion. We don't even really share all of our personal inside thoughts between us. We're just having conversation. If you don't like it, we still appreciate the views. What was your thoughts about the debate?
I thought it was a comedy show. I thought it was a comedy special. It was sad to see two old ass dudes that we have to pick from up there busting on each other, calling each other alley cats and talking about their golf games, and like that kind of shit is detrimental to America. And one president we don't want to be president because he's racist and he's divisive, and we know that that's what you're going to get from him. Then the other president, we don't know if he is going to make it another 4 years. Like, he blanks out like he did at the debate. So it's tough to even, like, at this point, food is high, everything is high, unemployment, the unemployment is high. Like, who can fix that? That would be the question. Who can bring food down? Who can bring gas down? Who can put some cash back in people's pockets? Who can get people raises? All that kind of stuff needs to be fixed.
But at what cost? So let's say
I don't know.
one party can do it, but then we have other issues.
Right, like say if Trump can do it, but then you got to deal with the divisiveness of the racism and how it was the 4 years when he was the president. I don't know if people would trade employment, jobs, taxes, food going down, inflation going down, all that kind of stuff that directly hits us. I don't know if people would trade that in. It might be enough people to vote for him and say, you know what, I'm gonna get him in office. Fuck that. Or it might be a whole bunch of people who say, you know what, I don't want to deal with that. At this point, who do you vote for? Like, everybody out there, since everybody has an opinion about it, like she said, all the TikTokers, who do you vote for? A guy that might not make it another 4 years, or a guy who maybe can change some shit for the better for us, but there's going to be some divisive talk, and there's going to be some racist talk, and there's going to be some bullying, and there's going to be some dictator shit.
Yeah, but and not only that, I think the divisive talk goes beyond like the simple banter of like people like and I don't want to say it's simple, but like the Proud Boys or the Karens of the world.
But that shit can lead to death and all that kind of shit. But
feeling emboldened, because I feel like it's pockets of that. But I think when you talk about the divisiveness and speaking on a larger scale, when we start thinking about Project 2025, right? Are you familiar with that?
Go ahead, read it.
So this is also known as the Presidential Transition Project. It's a collection of conservative and right-wing policy proposals that will reshape the United States federal government and consolidate executive party should the Republican Party candidate, who is DJT, should he win the election. It proposes reclassifying tens of thousands of merit-based federal civil service workers as political appointees in order to replace them with loyal conservatives to further the objectives. So it's going to allow them to put people in place that they want to. Mm-hmm. There's also other changes that could be implemented, and one of the critics of Project 2025, they have characterized it as an authoritarian Christian nationalist plan to transform the United States into an autocracy, which is a system of government in which absolute power is held by the ruler. So where we will no longer have this democracy where people are voting on things, he will have absolute power, which can be very dangerous, especially in a society where we're not. There are some governments in the world who are run on autocracy, and that's what they're used to. That's what they know. This is going to create a civil war to have this happen. There have been some changes. There was there was a ruling, and I can't think of the name of it, that stated that experts in a certain area are able to implement policy in the area that they are an expert in. So as an example, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, they're able to dictate or regulate how, let's say, BP, an oil company, operates, to say, y'all not allowed to dump oil over there because it negatively impacts the EPA. Well, this ruling that they ruled against for the first time recently it wasn't about BP. It was about a different sector. But this was the first time they went against it, which now sets the precedent that could potentially reverse this policy and having these subject matter experts implement policy. So that means if
and this is all Republican policy.
Right. So that means like if they tell BP you can't dump oil over there, but BP says, well, you know what? It costs more money for us to dump it where you tell us to. So we think we want to dump it over here. And that can have negative ramifications because now they no longer have to follow the policy of these agencies that have been implemented, like the National Transportation Agency. You know, they've been implemented to make sure that traffic safety laws, whether it's cars, planes, trains, automobiles, are run safely. If somebody decides, well, you know, we think it
take some money from that shouldn't be a thing. Shit could go awry.
So I think that's the bigger picture that people have to think. And you're right. I think a lot of people are going to look at the immediate impacts. Am I making more? Is food costing less?
That's all people care
They're
about.
not going to think about the long-term effects.
No, that's like saying like everyday people that go to work are thinking about global warming, and they're not. We're thinking about shit that impacts us on a day-to-day basis, like going to the store and not seeing chicken wings for $12.99 a pound. Like that impacts us on a day-to-day basis.
We're thinking about turning the air on because it's hot. We're not thinking about the fact that 2023 was the hottest year on record thus far. Yeah. Like we're not thinking about the fact that we barely get any snow in the region that we're in any longer.
I don't have any faith or any trust in the candidates. I just don't. I mean, I know Joe Biden has done some things as far as the relief of the debt with the student loans. I know Trump has done things. Like I know the country was running great and employment was great when he was in office, but it was a lot of fuckery going on, a lot of racist shit going on. So I know what to expect from both people. And I'm not afraid to say this about myself. Like I am in favor of of a government program to help people who need help. So I'm in favor of welfare. I'm in favor of programs and how to get people in school and how to fix neighborhoods. I'm also in favor of the First Amendment, the Second Amendment. I'm also in favor of the guns, of you know, you being able to own guns and protect your family. So that's Republican shit. The first stuff I talked about is Democratic shit. Like, so where do you vote with these two people?
Well, it's not even
like everybody thinks they got the answer, but it's like just because I'm in favor of guns and in favor of the your speech and all that stuff, and I want people to be able to say what they want to say, but I'm also in favor of helping people and having government programs. That's left and right.
But see, that's the problem, though. It like the First Amendment of free speech and Second Amendment being able to bear arms, it shouldn't be considered republic. That's the Constitution.
I know,
like,
but I'm just saying that's
where the divisiveness comes into play.
That's what that party always runs on. The Democrats they don't stand for that like the Republicans do. Yeah, and that's history.
They may not run on that, but I think that's where the divisiveness is created between the parties. And if people really took a step back to say, okay, don't necessarily hang your hat on the Republican Party because of these things, because that's something that everybody should stand for, right? Because it's part of the Constitution.
It should, but it comes into the thing where the Democrats will say, like, okay, the violence in the neighborhoods, we need to change gun laws. Republicans will say, hold up, that's where the shit starts. You're not changing any gun laws. People should just be more responsible with guns. Like you said, that's what starts the divisiveness, because it's like, oh, if you're against changing gun laws, you're against, because this oppresses black and brown people the most, the gun violence, you're against us. And that's where that shit comes from. But it's like, they're right. That's where it starts. If you start to change one thing, then this changes, and throughout the years, now you can't buy guns, or only certain people can have them if you have a job that warrants you having a gun. So it's a fine line where a lot of people just stand on, we stand for this and y'all stand for that.
Yeah, I don't think any laws will ever be be made with totality in mind. So there's always going to be some people, groups of people negatively affected by one law or another on both sides. Like, that's just the way of the world, because we are not a monolith. There are some things that are going to benefit us that may hurt others, and vice versa. Like increasing taxes for billionaires yeah, they may not like it, but if as a whole that helps society, then you just got to deal with it.
Government programs where the Republicans will be like, this is a capitalist place. You can start yourself a business, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Where Democrats will be like, no, we need some government programs because everybody don't start at the same spot. So there's a conflict there where it's like, who do you vote for?
Well, I think that's where you have to kind of decide where the scale falls the heaviest according to what your beliefs and your desires for your life are, and also thinking about the long-term impacts of it. One of the things that I thought to myself in watching the debate is like, for any young kids watching this, like, I kind of had like secondhand embarrassment for our country where the kids are probably like, is this what the presidents do? Like, if that was their first introduction to a presidential debate, it probably was like, is this how the presidents talk to each other?
The kids, I didn't think about that aspect of it. That's a good perspective. I thought about the rest of the world. I thought the rest of the world was like, America is trash. Like, look at these two guys up here talking about golf games. This guy called him an alley cat. This guy called him a sucker. Like some old school language, like a sucker. Who calls people suckers?
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy. And I think the rest of the world was looking at us like, they not as strong as they think they are. Not with them two. They could be with the right person, but not with them. But
this is the last thing I'm gonna say too, which is sad. Like, in you saying Biden may not make it, we don't even know, and maybe y'all political analysts out there do, but we don't even really know what Kamala has to say, because it's like, God forbid Biden doesn't make it and she becomes president, and it's like, who is she?
I didn't watch the BET Awards, but she was on the internet because she did some dumb shit and like got on the BET Awards and said, I'm out here in these streets and I'm out here fighting for y'all. And it was like, where the fuck you been? Like, where you people heard from you at? Like, and everybody was talking about that. Like, where the fuck have you been in the streets? That's all people talk about, is they don't hear from you. Yeah. So how are you in the streets? And you say that at a black event.
Yeah. 3 grams?
3 grams.
Can I add a gram? A gram I had?
Sure.
Talking about the BET Awards, did you see the Usher tribute?
Yeah.
So I saw it too, and I thought it was phenomenal.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, what was your backlash?
The whole BET Award, and I saw a whole lot of clips on YouTube.
Well, let me say, I didn't. I only saw the Usher thing.
The whole thing was there. It was like a tribute to R&B. So there was a lot of R&B singers there. There were 2 rappers there, Glorilla and what's the girl name? Sexy Red.
Okay.
So they performed and all that kind of stuff. There was no men there, no R&B men. You're making a tribute to Usher, and you don't have men. You don't have the guys.
I have an opinion about that.
You don't have the guys who he ushered in, the guys who came after him, the Marios, the Lloyd, Jaquise, like all those guys who looked up to him. You should use those guys to honor him, like all the guys that he ascended from. So that was the problem, is that you have a bunch of women having a tribute to Usher. It would be no different than if Beyonce had a tribute and a bunch of dudes came out and they were singing her songs. Women would go fucking bananas.
So I thought, just my perspective, I thought to myself, Usher's music has always been so sexy and catering to women. It was almost like them giving back to him what he has given to women over the years.
It's a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Like, I was watching it and I'm like, why did people, like, I enjoy, and maybe I'm telling my age, and again, I did not see any other components of the award show. I only saw beginning to end just his tribute, and I was like, this was so awesome. Why were people upset? And I did hear people say, where were the men? But in my mind, I thought, oh, all of these songs were to women. They were sexy. They were about women. So these women kind of like acted out what he was singing about. That's how I rationalized in my head.
That's probably the minority. And that's the first take that I've heard like that, is that you just said. A lot of people was just like, where are the dudes that he ascended from, his young bulls, like
well, that ascended from,
that he ascended from, like he got higher than them.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So like he left a whole bunch of guys that was trying to. I'm following Usher. He's doing it this way. Like I said, the Marios, all those guys, like they could have had a 30-second, a song or whatever, a tribute, just to show, you know, do all the sexy shit, the dances, imitate some dances. But no, it's almost like when you have a Michael Jackson tribute, you bring out Usher, you bring out Chris Brown, because they can imitate Mike to a certain degree. So you pay homage to that. Again, speak on that. If Beyonce or Rihanna was having a tribute and all dudes came out to sing their songs, women would turn their eye at it.
Yeah, but I guess too, again,
even if all the songs that they were singing were two men.
But again, maybe this is just my own mind and me thinking like Beyonce or Rihanna's songs are sexified songs where there aren't like a lot of men that.
Wild Thoughts was like about me to a guy. Like you having wild thoughts about me. So imagine a guy coming out and singing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just wouldn't go. Maybe I am in the minority. I thought the tribute was phenomenal. That was just my take.
That's cool. I mean, I didn't like it because it didn't have the dudes. I didn't like, and I didn't know that the comments had said that. I just noticed it off rip, like, damn, all these women.
Well, that's what made me want to watch it, because I seen people say, "Where's Lloyd?" Everything you said, "Where's Lloyd?" And I can't even think of a Lloyd song, but where's Lloyd? Where's Mario? Where's Bobby Valentino? And I'm like,
I forgot about him, but I didn't even see any of the comments.
Omarion was another one that they mentioned. But again, that's why I was like, okay. And then people talked about Tiana and Victoria Monet's performance, and they talked about Chloe's performance. Somebody was like, what was Marsha doing there? I love Marsha Ambrosia. I will take no Marsha Ambrosia slander.
Me neither. I love her too, so we ain't hating on Marsha.
Yeah, but when I watched it, I was like, I don't know why people had a problem with this. To me, it just felt like, okay, they used all these women to personify his songs that he's been singing about for years, all the sexiness in it. And you got to think, there aren't a lot of men who can, like Chris Brown can dance like Usher, but there aren't a lot of men that can do the sexiness that Usher does.
And they said a backstory that the BET Awards this year was taken over by the DNC, who gave the BET Awards a big bag along with Walmart, which why they had the Walmart sign up there behind everybody. And
really?
And that's why Kamala was there, and that's why it was female driven. It's because there was an agenda behind it. So a lot of people noticed that about the awards. Like, hold up, like even throughout the performances, the other performances, not even Usher shit, y'all ain't really pick a lot of guys. Like, fucks up with that. Childish Gambino was there, but
he started off the Usher.
Some other girl was supposed to do something and she got hurt in her choreograph and he stepped in. So if it wasn't for that, it would have been another girl.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was just like y'all set this up that way, and okay, whatever.
What happened with Rick Ross?
Rick Ross went to Vancouver, and because he was trolling Drake and talking shit about Drake, he thought he could go to Canada, do a show, and at the end of the show, when he walked off, he played Not Like Us. And some white dudes, it's kind of cringeworthy when white dudes are calling you nigga. You know what I mean? They like that, turn that shit off, nigga. This our town, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga. It's like, damn, like they about that life. If they calling you nigga and you black, like they not afraid. They punched him upside his head. He stepped out the background. They beat his bodyguard up, kicked him in the face. His DJ, they knocked completely out cold. Like he had to be lifeless, picked up off the ground. Wow. And he was gone. And everybody seen that shit. And fucking 50 saw it and started, his trolling. So,
but I mean, what was he supposed to do? Stay around and
well,
fight?
It was his DJ for life. I think since he started rapping, he's had this same DJ. So he's like family. And his bodyguard. His bodyguard was bigger than him. And it's almost like Rick Ross got punched in the face. The white guy punched him. As soon as the crowd split, the guy just fucking punched him. So he kind of like got the hit. Then everybody started the melee. The bodyguard was getting kicked in the face, kicked in the back, punched in the head. And then the skinny guy, the DJ, after the crowd went, he was just not moving. just laid out. I don't even see when he got hit.
Damn.
He was just laid out lifeless. And when you know how you pick somebody's arm up and it just go back down, it's like, damn, he's really out.
But the sad part about it is, okay, it's music. He was, you know, coming for Drake by playing, he was antagonizing. But here we go with somebody who has nothing to do with either side, right? Mm-hmm. The Kendrick or the Drake side, but just a fan, and you interject yourself into something. And
that's what happens.
And that's what happens. It makes me think about like
the audacity of you to think that you can go to a person's country after talking shit about them and just be disrespectful.
Well, but I'm saying the audacity of these men who did this. Like, it's music, mind your business.
Oh, you're saying the audacity of them.
Yeah, it's music, mind your business. It's not even like it was Drake's camp that did it. You're fans, and now you done interjected yourself into something that...
It's almost like us beating somebody up. They got beef with Meek Mill or some shit. We from Philly. It's like, it's like, nah, it's not happening.
Or get, like we just said, no Marsha Ambrosia slander. If we're in the market, somebody saying her album was trash, and we like step into them or something, like what? Like, mind your business. Yeah. This is how things happen. Or, you know, you think about like the Tupac or Biggie thing and all the beef that conjured up. But like, okay, Rick Ross it still ain't his business, but he's in the industry, right? So, you know, they're gonna pick sides, do what they want to do within the industry, and they're leaving it on, I'm saying leaving it on wax like it's back in the 80s, but they're leaving it up to the music. But now you come and add violence to the equation.
It's always not the people that's supposed to be in it. It's always the entourage or the ancillary people around it. And on some man shit, where's the line at, bro? How disrespectful do you want to be? So, I mean, if you got ego like that and you think you can go to this place where this dude is loved and do shit like that, you put yourself in a position where you can get hurt or touched or somebody can walk up to you. Shit, it was like a parking lot. Like, Rick Ross, like, dude shouldn't been able to slap you in the face.
Right, and you need better security.
Yeah, like, you got one big guy. Like, that dude should not have been able to slap you in the face like that. So, I don't know, man.
You need better bodyguards.
But you're in Vancouver. That ain't Georgia. That's not where what you have, the promised land. That's not that.
Yeah.
That's Vancouver. That's where he lived at. It's no different from being from 28th Street and talking shit about guys on 6th Street, and you go down there and think ain't nothing gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
It's something possibly can happen to you. That's just what it is. Last grand, 4th of July plans.
To be with you.
I just want to be somewhere as long as it ain't scorching fucking hot outside. I just want to be outside, maybe try some new food and just have some sun and just be outside enjoying life and enjoying smiles. Maybe take a lot of pictures, some videos.
I want to relax, maybe get a tan.
Or, like you said, do nothing.
You know what I do miss though? And it makes me a little bit sad, but I ain't like harping on it though. Nobody has cookouts anymore.
I was just saying that at work. I was like, they was asking, guys was like, are you working Friday? Some guys are. And I'm thinking, why? What the fuck for? Like, y'all ain't got a hot dog to go eat nowhere? And everybody started laughing. I'm like, I'm dead serious. Like, it's the 4th of July. Like, nobody got a dog or a burger to go eat. Y'all want to be at work?
Yeah, and I know people with the whole conversation is going to come, oh, this isn't our Independence Day. Nobody's celebrating Independence Day.
No, we're celebrating off work.
Yeah.
It's off work days.
We are celebrating having a day off from work. Like, we ain't
4
celebrating.
days.
Was this the Christopher Columbus Day? No, that's...
I don't know nothing about that.
July 4th. Oh, They signed the Declaration of Independence, which we weren't really free. That's why we have
I can't believe that's what you was asking. Hold up. Back up. You were saying you thought the 4th of July has something to do with Christopher fucking Columbus? I didn't know that's where you was going with that. Back up. That's a teachable moment here. You said Independence Day has something to do with Christopher fucking Columbus.
I had to coordinate the historical
it doesn't
event.
At all. It does not.
Christopher Columbus has to do with Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they said he sailed the seas in what year?
Christopher Columbus saw the ocean blue in 1492.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. But so Independence Day is when they signed the Declaration of Independence to free the slaves, but the slaves weren't really free, and that's where Juneteenth. Okay. Now I got my history together. We ain't really celebrating Independence Day. I don't really care. I'm not wearing red, white, and blue. We just celebrating being off from work. Yep. And my baby don't get all the holidays. He don't get Martin Luther King Day. He don't get Juneteenth. So this is a holiday we have off together, and I'm excited about it.
And I do want to be somewhere and watching the fireworks, just for whatever it's worth. Like just watch the fireworks.
Because the fireworks are just fun.
Yeah, I'm not setting none off. I ain't, and I could be on my side and watch them. I ain't gotta be on other people's side.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Our side, like we live in a different state.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what I meant. Do a wrap. A2TP Podcast, episode 182. It's a wrap. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Google Podcasts, Player FM are all the places you can find us. Type us in. Check us out.
It's your girl Tosh, the co-host is with the mostest.
It's your boy International Walk.
And just a reminder to everybody to be free. Not free because of Independence Day. Be free to be you. That is the best feeling you can have, is to be exactly who you are.
If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.